What's up, bros? I'm your favorite Ukrainian mate Igor. Welcome to a brand new video. Subscribe, put a like, and let's go. During the year of the war, we realized that the threat of nuclear strike from Russia on Ukraine has become real. From time to time, there are nuclear threats in the news. Everyone is talking about this, from Western Ukrainian politicians to Russian officials, who referring to the Russian decree blackmail with nuclear weapons and may even strike. In today's video, we'll talk about what are the deterrents for nuclear strike, and what will happen if Russia muster up the courage to take this action. To use nuclear weapons, Russia needs a reason. It held a referendum in the occupied territories of Ukraine, and thus will annex these lands to its territory. Of course, no one recognizes all these referendums, even the closest allies. However, they open up the possibility of using nuclear blackmail. According to the Russian military doctrine, the use of the nuclear weapon can be due to violation on the Russian territorial integrity. After the referendum, the occupied territories will be as it were Russian, which opens up the possibility of protecting them using nuclear weapon. In this way, the Russian authorities are trying to freeze the conflict and leave the demarcation line that exists today. But obviously, the Ukrainian side will not stop the liberation of its territories. After the referendums, Ukraine liberated Kherson, which supposedly became part of Russia. And so far, Russia hasn't used nuclear weapons. But everything is not so simple, because nuclear threats from Russian propagandists are only intensified. Why is Russia taking such a radical step in escalation? The situation at the front line changed dramatically. The Russian army is so depleted that the Kremlin is forced to use unpopular mobilization across the Russia, taking everyone inside. Where can Russia strike? There are big discussions on this topic among Western experts and politicians. A lot of scenarios are considered, ranging from a show of force to major strikes on important targets. The first scenario is explosion of a nuclear warhead over the Black Sea as a demonstration of force. On the one hand, this may split the Western elites. On the other hand, it will not show the full determination of Russia in this matter. Such a strike may not lead to serious consequences, but it will turn on the negotiation process. The second scenario is a blow to the decision-making centers, which the Russian authorities have threatened more than once. So the Kremlin decided to hit the Ukrainian leadership with the attempt to assassinate Zelensky. A nuclear strike can even hit the underground bunkers. Such a strategy could lead to instability within Ukraine and lead to its capitulation, but this is in theory. The third scenario is a strike on Ukrainian military facility, possibly on an airfield or military warehouse, without destroying civilian infrastructure. The fourth scenario is a blow to the Ukrainian city, which can lead to huge human casualties. This will lead to panic on territory of Ukraine and most likely will persuade Ukraine to capitulate. At the same time, an immediate reaction may follow from other countries, even neutral nuclear powers. But this is the most radical scenario. To be honest, in the first months of war, I was afraid that Russia could use nuclear weapons on Ukrainian cities. Then I calmed down. But then I read the news and started the war again. As we can see, all scenarios are designed purely for intimidation and don't even have any military meaning. That is, they don't cause significant damage to the Ukrainian military machine. At the same time, this can significantly weaken the military support of the West, on which the Ukrainian army depends. And it's likely that this will cause a split, and European countries will agree to freeze the conflict. All of the above scenarios involve the use of tactical nuclear weapons that can be launched from the same Iskanders or from strategic aviation. It's unlikely that Russia will consider the possibility of strikes with strategic aviation, because in this case it will entail massive retaliatory strikes and lead to the nuclear apocalypse. Moreover, the activation of strategic weapons is not such a simple task. Such a launch must be confirmed by a lot of groups of people. Russia has about 2,000 tactical nuclear weapons of various capacities, ranging from the smallest charges up to hundreds kilotons. So that you understand the scale of possible destruction of these attacks, the Little Boy nuclear bomb with which the Americans destroyed the entire city of Hiroshima had a capacity of 15 kilotons. That is, even a tactical nuclear weapons can destroy entire cities. What will be the US reaction? The official position of Washington not entirely clear at the moment. Biden says that Russia will face serious consequences, but with no specifics. American speakers say that the states deliberately maintain strategic uncertainty, while at the same time, Western publications write that the United States is contacting Russian speakers through closed channels and is trying to prevent a nuclear catastrophe. Also, American intelligence monitors the movement of Russian weapons around the clock. Therefore, even before launch, it will become known that Russia has reopened its nuclear stockpile. Such information can lead to immediate reaction of some countries. Western analysts predict that most likely the answer of the Americans will not be nuclear. Otherwise, it will entail an escalation and an exchange of nuclear strikes between countries, in which case this may again end with the nuclear apocalypse. A possible scenario could be a non-nuclear attack on Russian military bases or strategically important facilities. Also, the strike may fall on a place where a nuclear weapon will be launched. One of the American generals said that in response of the United States could sink the entire Russian Black Sea Fleet, but this is an unofficial position of the Pentagon. One way or another, a non-nuclear response could be significant given the US Air Force. However, this is also path through serious escalation. Another scenario could be closing Ukrainian skies with the help of NATO aircraft. As an additional reaction is possible give American soldiers on Ukrainian territory. The United States can additionally transfer the weapons to Ukraine. Advanced air defense systems and long-range missiles, with which it will be possible to hit targets on Russian territory. The reaction of the world community would also be immediate, because the use of nuclear weapons in this case will be the first in the 45th year. Since then, the countries have agreed that use of the nuclear weapons is unacceptable in any way. It's now difficult to assess likelihood of Russia using nuclear weapons, however it's worth noting that Putin really turned out to be cornered. The Russian professional army can no longer provide significant resistance, and also Russia may soon feel a shortage of weapons. And in my opinion, the issue of mobilization will not quickly solve all problems. Therefore, nuclear blackmail remains. If it doesn't work, then this can lead to nuclear blows, and at the same time will lead to an escalation with other countries. Write down in the comments what do you think about this topic. And also I would be infinitely grateful to you if you support me through a Patreon link in the description below. That's it, thank you for watching, have a great time.